What's going on, guys? This is Chris from the Boys Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite movies of all time and one of my favorite video games of all time. So make sure you get on your gang colors because we're heading to 1970s inner city America, where it's all about loyalty, survival, and turf. And I'm talking about the Warriors.
The game follows the Warriors, a Coney Island gang, as they fight to clear their name and return home after being framed for the murder of a rival gang leader at a Bronx meeting. With the Rifts and other gangs hunting them down, the Warriors must battle their way through NYC streets, completing missions and taking down enemies to survive. Led by Swan, the team must use their skills and teamwork to overcome treacherous turf and rival gangs, all while navigating the city's gritty underbelly.
Man, is this movie and game ever fucking fantastic, and I fell in love with this the minute I saw it. I remember going to classic Blockbuster Video, looking through the previously played games, and like you guys know on the channel, my dad was always cool with getting us a $9 to $19 game. And the Warriors was in there for about 19 bucks, and we ended up picking up. And I didn't know anything about it. I just seen the cover art and I was like, wow, this looks really cool. It had a bunch of people on it, bunch of different gangs, and I gave it to my dad. I'm like, this is what I want. And my dad looked at it, he's like, oh, the Warriors. And that's all he said. That night we went home, we jumped into this video game, and oh my God, is this video game ever fucking amazing. And at this point, I didn't even know there was a movie. But playing the game, playing it all night with my brother, we fucking did an all-nighter, we beat the game, we replayed it the next day, and I kept on playing it, and playing it, and playing it, and going to sleepovers, and playing this game, and bringing people over, and we were playing this game, and this game brings me back to those memories of just being so innocent and just being a kid and not having to think about, what came next in my day. It was one of these special moments when you're growing up and you just get to play video games with your friends. And co-op was massive. Online was just starting to get the wheels turning and really get big, but co-op was still a massive thing. And just having people come over, just the sleepovers, just the innocence of just enjoying a fucking video game with your family, your friends. This game just takes me back to those times because we really did play it a lot. And I remember I was just playing it and playing it and playing it. And my dad's like, wow, you really love that game, eh? And I'm like, yeah, this game's fucking awesome. He's like, why don't you watch the movie? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? There's a movie for this? He's like, yeah, there's a movie. I went to see it in theaters. And this happened another time during this time period, because during this time period, I was really starting to watch a lot of 60s, sci-fi movies, 70s sci-fi movies, 80s sci-fi movies, and 90s movies. I was really getting into a lot of Arnold movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. And my dad, we had this bond over Bloodsport. And when I was starting to get into a lot of these movies, and we watched Bloodsport together, and he was like, yeah, The Warriors, it's a movie. I seen it in theaters years ago. It came out in like the 70s. And I was like, oh my God, can we get it? And he's like, yeah. So, the next day my dad went out and brought home The Warriors, the movie. And oh my fucking God, did this movie ever resemble this video game so well. That's why this video game is so amazing, because it's so authentic. They really got the gritty style of the inner city America in the 70s down. The amazing soundtrack that transfers from the movie to the game, to the game, to the movie, however you want to put it. The great fun characters, definitely from all the gangs, from the Rifts to the Baseball Furies, to the Rogues, to the Destroyers, the Hi-Hats, the Jones Street Boys, the Hurricanes, the list goes on, the Turnbull ACs, just all the classic gangs. Man, did I ever fall in love with this film and this movie. And I felt bad for my poor dad, because I fell in love with this film and game. And I remember just spray painting the garage, all the fucking drywall in the garage. It had NWO stuff already on it, but I was spray painting Warrior W's. And my love for this continued into high school when I introduced this to my friends, and they couldn't believe this movie. Such a fantastic fucking film. And my love grew even stronger at that point. And we always used to hang out late all the time, and we were always outside late all the time. And I would walk everyone home because I wasn't ready to go home yet. I would be the last one walking home, and I would be walking home. And what I brought back the innocence. It brought back like the inner child in me that I was using my imagination as an early high school kid walking home, pretending I was in the Warriors and there was other people after me, and I would be walking home and being kind of stealthy. And at some points, I'd even have a spray can like I was Rembrandt, and I would start tagging little rocks on the side of the road and tagging the little billboards we had in town. And it was just a funny time of just being a high school kid pretending I was in the Warriors. But getting back to the video game, oh my goodness, this video game is awesome. The soundtrack is fantastic. The gameplay is fantastic. Obviously, the storyline follows the fucking movie almost to a T, so you really get that authentic New York City atmosphere, the engaging storyline, very similar to the film, the intense gang-to-gang combat, the iconic movie, the open world gameplay where you can do a lot of cool things. You can steal things, you can get weapons. It's just a fantastic game, and what even makes it better, you get to play co-op with a friend or your family. Fucking incredible this game is, and there's a lot of games that need to be remade, and the Warriors, the video game, has to be remade. Has to, not even remade, remastered. But let's leave the fucking film alone. Let's not touch the film, please. Do not remake, do not re-fucking anything the film. Don't make a sequel. I don't want a prequel, sequel. I don't want any fucking thing. Leave it alone. It's perfect the way it fucking is. It's a cult classic, and we don't need, Hollywood fucking it up right now.
Bucks.
They like to bring back every fucking old movie and try to remake it. Like that RoboCop remake was fucking horrible. But guys, if you have not played The Warriors yet, please go check it out. Please make sure you check out the movie. It's fucking fantastic. I remember I was so in love with this. We had finally got a printer. We never had a printer. We'd always go to the library and print stuff off. So my dad finally got us a printer because we were getting into those grades now where we kind of needed to use the computer, print and type stuff. And he had bought colored ink, and colored ink it's still fucking expensive. But back then it was pretty pricey for my dad to buy just colored ink. And I remember the first 2 days of getting the printer, I had wasted all the ink because I fell in love with this movie and this series, and it really captured my heart. Just the intensity of the storyline, and just being in a gang and being that brotherly bond, and just trying to survive to get back, to Coney Island, and you got framed, and just clearing your name. It was really very intriguing. But the characters, and they weren't superheroes. Obviously they were dressed alike because they were a gang, but they weren't overpowered. They showed vulnerability. They showed different character traits, and you could relate. And if you couldn't relate to a character like Ajax, you had a friend that could relate to Ajax, Cochise, Rembrandt, Swan. It was incredible to, see these characters develop through the movie and kind of feel, what they were thinking, the pain they were, how scared they were, this and that. Obviously, they did a lot of running around, and some scenes were sad when we lost the Warrior character, when it was like, fuck, I really like that guy. But man, just the vulnerability of a lot of these characters, and the leadership, and the bonds, and the experiences, and the funny banter they had, just really made me love the gang and the characters. I remember the first couple days, of getting this printer, I used up all the ink because I was going and looking up Warriors wallpaper and just researching the Warriors. And I remember changing the family computer to all, every day I would change it to a different Warriors wallpaper, because when the video game came out, I guess they made a bunch of different wallpapers, one with Cleon, one with Swan, one with Ajax, with all the baseball theories, all these great wallpapers, and I was just changing them. And then when we got the printer, I was like, oh my god, I can make posters. So I was fucking printing off all these Warrior posters. I was fucking printing off Mike Tyson fucking quotes. I was printing off Street Fighter, all fucking Mortal Kombat shit, and I was just posting them on my wall. I'm like, this is fucking incredible having a printer. And then when it actually came time to my dad needed to print something, there was no fucking ink, and he was pretty fucking mad, but I was pretty happy because I had all that shit on my wall. And man, just the Warriors really warms my heart. I'm thinking about those innocent times of just being able to be a kid again and sit there on the couch and have some popcorn, some chips, some food, and just playing an amazing game with your friends in co-op mode. And then the same thing, having a sleepover, and then getting to that bond of watching that movie with my dad, and we both had this bond of just loving the Warriors just like we love Bloodsport. So this movie and game really means a lot to me, nostalgic, but also sentimentally. It's really important in my journey of getting into cult classic films. So guys, like always, I will see you next time for another episode, and make sure you check out The Warriors.
Dig it! Can you dig it? Can